Good morning. I'm trying to connect with the Link web app, and it says the meeting's full. Contact the meeting leader for more information.
By Mr. Yes, okay. See, we're going to announce and first the recording, and then we will put it up there. I think it's already time, 9 a.m. Let's get started. I want to double check that people are able to see me and also see my screen with the slides.
No. Brendaly, I'm trying to connect by the app on my laptop, and I keep getting a message saying that I cannot join because the meeting is full.
The meeting is okay. Thank you and who is this?
Maureen McNair from the South Bay Food Pantry.
Thank you, Maureen. We're taking names and names of the organizations, and I will be sending the slides and several other attachments with announcements and flyers to all members of the collaborative after the call. We will investigate what about that talk. Maybe we didn't make a specific requirement for it to allow more than a certain number of people. So I apologize for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And for other ones, other attendees, are you able to see the slides? I'm trying to minimize the conversation box to be able
I was only able to join by the phone, so there's no visuals.
Okay.
Same with me.
So is anybody able to see the slides?
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see the slides. This is Carlos.
Okay, Carlos.
I can too.
Yes, and good morning, Brendaly. I can see it. This is Alejandra with San Isidro Health.
Good morning.
I can see it. If that conversation box is in the front, though, it'd be nice to get rid of that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do my best so I don't lose track of you guys while Joshua takes minutes. Let me see if I convert to presentation mode, that changes it.
You got it.
Is on?
Yeah, you got rid of the conversation box too.
Excellent. Well, it's 9:03, so in respect to everybody that took the time to join us today, let's get started. Some others will be joining us as we move along.
Brendaly, good morning. It's Clarissa. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I know there's some that don't have access to the presentations or the just video of this recording. Is there any way it can be sent out to those who have attended?
Yes, certainly. And in my initial comments, I said it, but I will repeat it again now that we just began. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. This is the Chula Vista Community Collaborative Partners Meeting, August the 11th. It's the first one for me to host as the new director of the Chula Vista Community Collaborative. There is my contact information there via email, phone, and of course our website. I welcome you to this opportunity for you to get to know me a little bit better, and also after that first part of the conversation today, we are going to have more information about some partner announcements, events happening, specifically with the Census 2020, that we have some news to share with you. Some employment opportunities available for Promotores, community health workers, and other service frontline workers. And also we will be talking about their next collaborative meetings the schedule that we will agree on, whether monthly or more frequently, as I understand there was a period of time that you guys met more regularly on a weekly basis at the beginning of COVID. So we're going to have a conversation at the end of the call on that. And also, I would like to make invitations for speakers so we can line up speakers for the rest of the year. And I have the dates available, and we'll put it up and discuss at the end of the call. So we may not have the whole 2-hour period, but certainly we will be communicating with you after this call. We will be sending the slides and also the link to the recording. And talking about the recording, before we set that up, I want to let you know that we have, besides myself, we have a new office clerk, and his name is Joshua Lopez. He is going to be my right hand, helping me setting this up in the future, and also communicating with many of you with my calendar and other activities, and in support to many of our milestone events of the collaborative coming up the rest of the year. So welcome to Joshua Lopez, and he's not new to the district, but he's new to our office, so it's like a crash course on getting up to speed and learning a different way of doing things. So I appreciate you, Joshua. And I would appreciate everybody's understanding. We're kind of pilot testing several of these infrastructures as we have the new staff. And if you're not able to connect the app, we will be making these slides available later on. Well, this is a special occasion, as I said, because as I understand, this group is the heart of what is the name of the organization. This is outreach to partners and to not only continue with ongoing collaborations, but also invite new partners and future partners, and become more acquainted with other services so we can better serve our communities. So please use the chat box. Those that can, use the chat box to give us your name and your organization. Joshua is taking copious notes, and we don't have all the names in our head yet, so it will help us with that. And also, we will be recording the session in the audio form, and mainly is for the purposes of note-taking, as him and we are kind of getting more acquainted with the group. So for those that are not able to use the chat box, maybe you can take some now turns and say your name and organization very briefly. So before we continue with the agenda, how about if we have some of those names and organizations that are not able to type in their information in the chat box. So go ahead. Who's joining us today?
My name is Tina Gaines, and I am from Metro Community Ministries.
Welcome.
Marla Castañeda. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You can go ahead. I apologize.
Thank you. No worries. Marla Castañeda, Center for Better Beginnings at UC San Diego.
Ixchen Morales with CSA San Diego.
And it would be good if we kind of spell out some of that alphabet soup of letters, because again, in between Joshua and I, we cannot put the alphabet together with so many organizations and acronyms. So let's get started with that. Thank you.
My name is Camille.
Sorry.
No problem. My name is Camille Croft. I'm with the Vista Hill Foundation Central Region.
Welcome.
My name is Maureen McNair. I'm with the South Bay Food Pantry and Diaper Program.
Welcome. Next. Okay, I think that sets for those that are joining us via phone. Thank you. And anybody that was able to put their name and organization in the chat box, maybe you still want to say who you are and what organization you're coming from.
Good morning. My name is Alejandra Perez with San Isidro Health.
Welcome again.
Good morning. My name is Jenny Ordenadio, and I'm with Child Development Associates.
Thank you for joining. Okay, so that was a nice round for attendees. Thank you for taking the time today. And as I indicated, you see the agenda in front of you. The first part, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my journey coming to here, the Chula Vista Community Collaboratives, a little bit of history that I had with the organization from the last few years, and my current plans in my my 90-day plan with the organization in taking it to the new next chapter. I will be the third director of the organization, so I call it like a 3.0 version. Every time there is a change in leadership, there is a change in strategy, expansion, and growth. So we're all looking forward to the work in the incoming chapter. And I will give some updates about what we're doing with the COVID-19 response and also our family resource centers, some dates to pay attention to in terms of our full opening with some reduced schedules for the 5 family resource centers. Currently, we have 3 open. And later in the month, we're going to open the other 2. I'll give you more details later. And then the second part of the call, we will be giving and sharing information about some partners, announcements, and we'll close with some logistics discussion. So I want to thank you for the warm welcome that I have received from many of you directly or via email or even text. This is a true testament to the spirit of this group, the collaborative. I also want to thank the Chula Vista Elementary School District, our fiscal sponsor, also our steering committee organizations, and you see the names here like the South Bay Community Services, Family Health Centers of San Diego, Health and Human Services Agency, City of Chula Vista, San Isidro Health, South Bay Family YMCA, Sweetwater Union High School District, and the San Diego Border Area Health Education Center, Scripps Mercy Hospital. And those are the members organizations for the steering committee who give us referrals, support, information, and inspiration to continue the work that we are here to do. And also, thank you to all of you, which are either current, new, or future partner organizations. We have a listing of over 400. I was so impressed with that number in terms of the level of involvement and engagement and penetration we have in the community. I wanted to echo the thank you that the steering committee gave to our staff. Here is a photo I found out from the archives, and some staff members are not with us anymore, including the previous incumbent director, Margarita Holguin. And hopefully very soon we will be able to take a whole picture, all of us together, and update that wonderful, beautiful picture with all the smiles that I'm showing there for you. It's a picture that includes members of the leadership team, the Promotoras, the Family Resource Center staff, who in partnership with their clients really work with them in their families. They provide concrete support in times of need, especially in COVID. We have seen a lot. Even though the school is not in session, during the summer, we have been able to assist the families and individuals in relation to COVID. Our Family Resource Center staff continues to provide comprehensive assessments and setting goals with our clients, making multiple referrals, and provide ongoing social and support connections. So for a second, I just want to echo that recognition and thanks to the staff, because they're putting themselves on the line, serving in the front lines, and providing emotional support, physical and emotional support to our clients. And I just want to salute my frontline workers. So thank you. You're part of the public health response to a crisis and a pandemic, COVID-19. So I thank you so much for your support. And I was revisiting the vision and the and their spirit of service. From that informal interaction, I move forward into the professional, and I do want to remind many of you about the American Public Health definition of what is a community health worker, which I think is one of the cornerstones of the work that the collaborative does by having those frontline workers in their fields. Being a trusted member, valuing that close understanding in between the communities and the organizations that are there to serve, and with a lot of cultural and linguistic competence, making that bridge and increasing the health knowledge and the self-sufficiency of the population, while also advocating for sustainable health and social equity. So that formal definition of the American Public Health is actually available online, and there is a link that you later can explore more. And I continue to work not only in the United States, but in Australia with multicultural groups. And one thing was common, and it was the role of the community health worker by different names, Promotora and others, but certainly working with a myriad of frontline issues: chronic disease management, access to care, education, health promotion. And more, not only on service delivery, but also as my career progressed, I also see them being an integral link, a very important link in research and clinical interventions. And that's where my career within the U.S. At CDC, the Center for Control and Prevention in Atlanta, and also at the University of Miami. I would integrate community health workers as the natural researchers with some training, with paired up with their appreciation for the culture, their contributions to best practices. They actually can inform public policy, and we have seen it done in many other states. And hopefully, by the work of the collaborative, we can continue to inform that body of knowledge that is being created regarding the contributions of the community health workers, because they are advocates for social justice and health equity. If you link later on to my profile online regarding LinkedIn or ResearchGate, you get to see a lot of those articles in which I talk about with my other members of those teams about the contributions of community health workers in research and public health and in clinical studies, creating new knowledge about disease and prevention. And that takes me to then my connection with Margarita Holguin. Some years back, we were both members at the national level of the Office of Minority Health, the National Steering Committee for Promotores de Salud, and that was in the previous administration all the way. We were every year meeting in DC, sharing our stories, our work, and also trying to find ways to collaborate and work together from different states. I was representing Florida, and of course, Margarita was representing California. And that yielded to visits. I was invited to present at Adelante conferences, and I know that some of you, like some of the staff, recognized me immediately because I had been attending and presenting at those Adelante conferences for Promotoras. And also, I was able to subcontract with the organization on trainings and capacity building efforts, not only here in California, but in Texas and Florida. And we were always looking for more ways to think of what is the next step in those collaborations. And this, I just have in the slides for those of you who don't have it yet, but a map from Florida to California. We have been telling this story of these successful partnerships between universities and organizations such as the Collaborative, and specifically about the service model. I'm sharing with you now some of pictures of several Promotoras, community health workers that we were able to bring together from California, the Collaborative, the University of Miami, and the Dia de la Mujer Latina in Texas. And they were the ones presenting and telling their story at a full-fledged scientific conference. They were there sharing their stories, what they do, why they do it, and how they serve their communities. So I'm very proud of that event that was last year as a culmination of 4 years of work together. That brings us to where we are here now with COVID-19 in 2020. The world has changed and there's no going back. It's really now thinking about what is gonna be next. The current situation has forced us at many levels to take a closer look at the ways that we were doing things and how we are temporarily adjusting and even thinking of adjusting for the future. It's kind of everything on a state of flux. Here I'm learning, oh, we used to do this way, but now with COVID, we do it this way. So the systems before and during COVID may be different, may be similar, but all that's change creates some physical, mental, and emotional health and well-being questions, not only for our staff who are servicing our clients, but also our families and at the professional level as well. So I've been listening to the stakeholders. This is my second month in the job, and I've been doing kind of a listening tour with many of you. Thank you for your time. If I contacted you already via phone or email, and if not, I'll be doing so in the next 6 weeks to complete my 90-day assessment. I was able to put together a team building social and conduct a survey with employees, and also we're making an assessment about the technology needs. For example, how to hook up with Zoom or other of the platforms to do telework, and how is that influencing the productivity and our mental and spiritual well-being as well, in terms of these times of uncertainty and thinking of what's next. So with this journey, I have put together my first 90 days plan. I'm seeking to understand the context rather than being understood. I'm making a lot of observations and notes. I am following staff, mirroring them as they interact, either on the phone or how they explain their work to me. I ask questions. I get people to repeat many times. And I work with both management staff and stakeholders for me to kind of put together analyses. And I will present that to you all later on as my proposal for the next chapter of the organization, based on the same values of service, sharing what is expected from us and what we expect from our staff, stakeholders, and clients. And also thinking of strategies of what is going to look like the next chapter. In those assessments, I'm looking at the structures that can sustain the work with the collaborative and the family resource centers. I'm also looking at systems from administration to funding and fundraising mechanisms, also the incentives that we have in place or lack of, and support and encouraging our membership to this collaborative. Also, the human capital, the positions available, the capacity building that we can provide, and also how to retain, motivate, and develop the staff, because these are the resources that reflect the commitment of the collaborative and the organization. And of course, always looking for new opportunities for projects, polishing the criteria on that determines how do we get involved and what kind of proposal we will go after, especially now with my background on proposal writing and working with academic centers. And also new thematic areas that may be not being touched upon in the past, but now with all the movement happening, maybe some innovative opportunities may arise. So far, my learning points, we're getting to the conclusion of this section. I think that, as I said before, the world has changed, right? And it's beyond healthcare, beyond public health. The challenges in this evolving environment are many. We're trying to document processes and stop for a moment and kind of take a pause and reflect on what we're doing and how we're doing things. And hopefully with the new reconfiguration of stakeholders that is happening, we can not only either keep current or shift to new partnerships. And as I said before, involve more of a connection with academic centers on new generation of knowledge about the model, how it works, what limitations it has, and how can we improve on it. Let's take a look at that support, advocacy, and capacity building efforts of the collaborative so we can address better our clients. It will be individuals, the students, the families, and overall the community. And also, and that's my bigger vision, to emphasize the public health and social services workforce, because we have to invest in the role and the contributions that the Promotores de Salud and frontline staff are doing. So I invite you to get involved with this process, get to know more of me, of the organization. We can learn together. Let's share and translate the results of our direct service delivery work, but also to try to generate new knowledge that influence policy. Let's take this time to get more connected with other staff, other organizations, and maybe all contacts. And of course, getting involved in new learning opportunities, in getting involved in support groups, of course, never forgetting about our self-care at this point, because it's really needed to go hand in hand for our whole well-being. So I think this is the time that I kind of wrap up the talking about me and my vision and what I have been doing and what I intend to do, to now move along in the conversation towards our partners. And I have just listed several. That is just not an exhaustive list, but for today, I think that Ibu can get the ball rolling. Later on in the conversation, I will also ask for and make the invitation for other partners to actually make presentations in future calls. But for the moment, let's just take a moment to speak about the census. This is a big event that now we have heard some news that Azucena is going to share with us. So I am going to end this slideshow for a second so I can pull up Azucena's slides. Can you see them on the screen? Census 2020? Can I get a confirmation?
Yes. No.
Thank you. So, Azucena, just let me know when to move it to the next.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So, good morning. Yeah, so we're going to start with Census 2020 because, as you know, we're in the final pushing for this important participation. Brendaly, can you help me with the slides? We're going to show you, this is the real numbers. So far, as you can see, in the Imperial County and the San Diego County, we have a 57.3%. It was 2010. And so far, here in our Imperial County, we have 58.5. So we're still low. And our San Diego County, the 2010 census event was 68.8, and right now the real numbers that we have in August in this time is 68%. So even though that we are like a little more from the 10,000 years ago, we're still low. So that's why we have only 1 month to continue with the census outreach and the final pushing. So next slide. So we'll continue with the online phone and mail responses through the data collection process. Okay, so this is my 2020 census.gov page, and this is the best way that the people can still complete the self-response. And yes, the last day for self-response is September 30, 2020. Next slide. And we're planning to do an event this Friday here in the parking lot of VISTA Square Elementary. And we're very, very excited to know that we have a sold out for 500 registered families. So this event is from back to school drive-through, and so every family will receive a bag with bag supplies, hand sanitizer, face masks, and the people who have not filled the census, who have not completed, we will have 2 stations for them. But this is only invite, as I mentioned before, it's invite, and it's already sold out. But anyway, the people who are still interested in completing the census and that have not yet completed, they can contact us anytime. So next slide. Besides that, Mondays, giveaways, and census. CVCC will provide free face masks, hand sanitizers, and touchless sanitary key. This is new one. This is the following Monday, so save the date, please, for these important dates: September 14th, 21st, September 28th from 1 to 2 p.m. Here outside of our office will be the VISTA Square Elementary parking lot, and we give giveaways from census, helping complete the census 2020. So we don't have too much time, so please share this information that we only have like maybe a month to give the final push. So thank you, everybody, and háganse contar.
Thank you, Susana, for that update. I know that we are not the only ones doing this. There is a group of organizations that are doing that last push with several other activities, caravans, and information dissemination through social media and all that. So please do your part. And after you have done the census yourself and your family and friends, then share that with clients and other stakeholder partners that you come in contact with. The numbers are important, as you know, for the future services and planning. So thank you, Susana. And now we have 2 employment opportunities available. And I don't know if my friend Margarita Holguin, now the We Support You, is here, but she shared with me that they're looking for bilingual English and Spanish promotora part-time, and it's due on August the 14th for you to submit. I will be including a 1-pager with these slides on the email out back to you all, so you can just disseminate that single page for those that would be interested, because the deadline is this Friday, August the 14th, the same day as our drive-through back-to-school event. And we also have another employment opportunity from San Isidro Health, and we do have Alejandra here, so take it away so you can tell us more about these exciting opportunities.
Gracias, Brendaly. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Alejandra Perez. I'm the External and Media Coordinator with San Isidro Health. I'm also supporting with leading our My Vote, My Health initiative, and that we are partnering via a grant from the California Endowment with Ultimate and Clínica de la Raza. And the purpose of the My Vote, My Health campaign, it's a civic engagement project intended to increase voter and census participation. So as we've heard earlier from Susana, we have one last month to complete our census. So now we are needing to meet the deadline of September 31st, and understanding that we have 107,000 patients in our care at San Isidro Health. In addition to over 1,500 employees, we really want to make sure that everyone is taking part in the census and, if able, to also participate in civic engagement by voting in our November election. This, we have been partnering with Ultimed on the My Vote, My Health initiative since the beginning of the year. And at that time, we were able to partner with UCLA to do an evaluation report of our efforts for the primary election. And as a reference, most Get Out the Vote campaigns consider usually about a 4 to 5% voter turnout as a big success. And our work that took place, in which we hired a couple of canvassers to go out through our communities and target low propensity voters. These are voters who potentially register to vote when they first got their driver's license or updated their ID, but maybe have not been consistent in participating in the elections or have never even voted. And so for this campaign, we accomplished a 12.75% increase in voter turnout among low propensity voters in San Isidro, Chula Vista, and National City. More importantly, we utilized the 5-touch community clinic model, which was developed by Altamed, and that encompasses ensuring that our patients, when they're entering our clinic, are getting some sort of engagement about the importance of voting and census at our clinics as well. So we really want to encourage individuals as we move forward to apply for a couple of postings that we have available for job opportunities to support the My Vote, My Health initiative through Altamed and Groundworks campaigns, as they will be hiring 12 canvassers to be going out into the community and reaching out to our low propensity voters in the South Bay community. Additionally, we will be hiring one lead organizer to lead the efforts with that, and they will be working directly with San Isidro Health and myself in these efforts to really ensure that we are, again, targeting our low propensity voters out in the community and encouraging them to participate in our upcoming elections. And this is a bipartisan effort, and we welcome anybody and everyone to apply. I have shared the job descriptions with Brendaly, so she may send that out to the groups, and we are looking to start hiring by the end of the month. So if you're interested or have anybody that's interested, please have them submit their resumes and emails as soon as possible.
Yes, Alejandra, I received your 2 position description, so I will be including them in the email to everybody in our listserv with the slides, but also those documents separately, so you can just forward those positions description to the people that you think may be interested. Thank you. And it's good to know that the due dates are at the end of the month, but nevertheless, it's important to always submit your paperwork earlier. The earlier, the better, so it will be reviewed, and if any questions, there will be a back and forth, and your application will be submitted on time. Thank you, Alejandra, for sharing that.
Of course, thank you, Brendaly.
Mm-hmm. In regards to our activities, as a reminder, you may have seen the invite. Right now we are sold out and sold. I mean, we're not selling tickets, but it's really sold out in the space available and the number of bags that we have for our families. So we have reached our 500 limit, but for other individuals that are interested, we're putting them on a waiting list and inviting them to other events, usually on Mondays, as Azucena indicated, for the rest of the month of September. And as I previewed earlier in the call, just a reminder that our family resource centers, they are located in school grounds. During the summer, 3 have been open: Beacon, New Directions, and Open Door, with reduced schedules, because we are complying with distance guidelines, with proper sanitation, and a lot of detail with the protection. Our main concern is the protection of staff in servicing clients. So we have moved to some work days from home, work days in the office. One whole team is working from home, and we are staggering lunch times. We're staggering the time together to only 1 day a week. All those measures so we can protect the health and the well-being of both our staff and the clients. So by appointment and through the window, we have been able to service during the summer at Beacon, New Directions, and Open Door. Now that the academic year begins at the end of August 31st, we want to open 1 week earlier the other 2 centers that are now closed, and that's Fairwinds and Rayo de Esperanza, but with reduced days. So Fairwinds will be 2 and Rayo will be 3 days. We will be posting the final schedule once we have it ready in our website, Facebook, and other social media platforms, and via email as well. So that takes me to the last part of the call, in which let's discuss logistics. So as my understanding, this group was meeting the second Tuesday of every month. Once COVID hit, there was a need for immediate, quick turnaround communication and coordination of services, and from the food distributions to enrollment of programs, food and diapers and distribution, all the lot, even clothing. So I understand that there was a schedule for that period of weekly, and then that died out. So I do want to post to those that came here today and later can give us feedback. But if we want to keep the monthly schedule so far as the second Tuesday of the month, or if you see a need to revert to the weekly ones. I know that we have been Zoom out, Skyped out from all the meetings that have turned from face-to-face to online. So I understand that people will say, okay, that's enough. We will communicate in the interim via emails. Let's just keep it the second Tuesday of the month. I'm okay with that. We will be now more active, kind of reactivating and cleaning up our listserv lists, so we can disseminate information as soon as we get it, so we don't have to wait until the monthly meeting to receive timely information. So any feedback on the schedule before I proceed to point number 2 about the speakers? Let's get the polls. Weekly or monthly?
Monthly.
I go for monthly as well.
I know our calendars are already filled up with a lot of calls. So I completely understand. We're gonna keep it. Oh, any other dissenting opinion? Hearing none, and of course I will wait till I receive more feedback, maybe more confidential or anonymous or via email or phone call. But certainly, I think that it makes sense to have it as a regular schedule for the second Tuesday of the month. So that takes me to the last point regarding speakers. So today we had 2 brief presentations. One was with slides, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If your topic or your programs deserve more time, or if they're more complicated and you want to do a how-to, we can expand it to 30 minutes. So if you're interested in sharing about the work that you're doing, some programs that you want information for us to relay to clients or so forth, please let me know via email or a phone call about the topic. What would you like to share? And also the interest of the date. So we have the following dates if we keep the second Tuesday of the month. For the rest of the year, we have 4 more calls on September the 8th. That's after Labor Day, though. So maybe we leave it to the 15th. Any feedback on that? For the month of September, Labor Day is a Monday, and September the 8th is the Tuesday. Should we keep it there or move it to the 15th?
Keep it.
Keep it? Okay, consistency wins. And after that, we have 3 more calls. October the 13th, November the 10th. That's right before Veterans Day. Maybe already people are packing. Hopefully we can travel by then and take a break.
That would be nice.
And lastly, December the 8th. That's the time of the year that we're very busy. I hope that we can continue the tradition, and we will do maybe in an adaptation, maybe a drive-through of those big events that the collaborative has been famous for: Adopt a Family, Santa Shops, and also the Day of the Child for next year. But certainly we plan to still do some sort of variation or adaptation of these events because our family needs us, and we're starting already planning for those at the end of the year. So certainly we will become more busy, but definitely we have the times of September the 8th, October 13th, November the 10th, and December the 8th. Those are the incoming calls. So if you want to reserve your spot, send me an email to this email address that you see is brendaly.rodriguez@CVESD, meaning Chula Vista Elementary School District.org. And you have my telephone number, 619-427-2119, and the website at chulavistacc.org.
Brendaly, I have a question.
Yes. And who's this?
This is Maureen McNair from the South Bay Food Pantry and Diaper Program. If we've been coming regularly, do we need to reserve a spot, or will we just automatically get our usual invitation?
So you did receive the invitation for this one. It was not forwarded. You did get it straight from me.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you are in the cleanup, the first cleanup of the listserv. So that is good. So we have a good email address for you. If you want a spot on any of those incoming dates, and I can come back to those dates, September 8th, October 13th, November the 10th, or December the 8th, let me know. Maybe you want more than one because you have multiple deadlines or multiple programs. Talk to me as well.
You know what? I would very much like to present, but I want to make sure that the technology is taken care of because I've not been able to get on the visual. I only can get in by phone.
Yes. Thank you. We took notice of that, and I'm sure Joshua is taking all those notes because it's kind of like taking the pulse by using this now for us with new staff and getting us on board in the last 3 weeks with all the technology. So thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, that's fine. We're glad to have you aboard.
Thank you. More questions? Comments? If this was a training that I would be giving, I will do a raffle now to wake up people. Raffles help, right? Okay. Well, I hope to come across to you either via phone individually or via email, or hopefully very soon in person. I do long for that meet and greet opportunity, sitting down and having some coffee or tea and getting to know more of you personally and your organization and services. I look forward for many years of collaborations and support of each other. I think this model is so worthwhile. I left an 18-year career at University of Miami a year before my retirement to come across the country in the middle of a pandemic to join you. I believe in this model. I believe that what you're doing is wonderful. You have done in the past under the past leadership, and we can do more. We can take it to another notch and share it with more individuals and organizations across this country in many fora, and even publishing, because we have a story to tell while we serve our clients, individuals, students, and families at Chula Vista. So I welcome your comments now and later, and thank you for coming today. You're off at 10 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for the
you.
information.
Bye.